Welcome to another edition of the Dementia Care Partner Talk Show. Now, here's dementia care expert Teepa and your host, Greg Phelps.
Active for Life provides one-of-a-kind seated dance and fitness programs and products for those living with dementia and their care partners in both group settings or at home. Whether it's AFL's proprietary seated tap class Tap Time or seated ballroom class Seated Rhythm, Active for Life's programs are designed to exercise both brain and body while spreading positivity and joy. For more information, go to activitiesforlifefitness.com.
Do we sing happy birthday or happy episode or what do we do here, Teepa? We just got informed that we're 200 now.
We're 200. This will be 201 coming up now.
Yeah, you look great for 200.
Well, I know. Isn't it great? I mean, it's nobody else can see me. I guess that I can get away with that now. You know, it's like 200 episodes. Really? Seriously? Wow. That's a lot of us talking, Greg.
You'd think I'd be smarter by now.
You think we wouldn't be needed anymore.
Teepa, our topic for today is we can have a little fun with this one. Interactive dolls and pets. And no, not those kind of dolls, not the ones for kids, not the one for, let's just not go there. But what do you think about these things? I've been in a couple of facilities and sort of seen really mixed reactions. Love and hate.
Well, I think you pretty much covered the waterfront there, Greg. I think for some people at some moments in time, they can be absolutely marvelous. I also believe there are some situations where you should take that doll or that animal and not do that for a variety of reasons. I think, one, you have to assess the person pretty carefully to determine where they are in their brain changes and is what's happening logical and reasonable or not? Is it a situation where what's going on for them makes this seem like a real baby and they're worried or they're comfortable? That's cool. The baby's wonderful. They love rocking the baby. They love holding the baby. They get a chance to nurture. They have always loved children. They talk, they engage with the baby. They show other people the baby. They walk because the baby's needing to get comforted. They go outside because the baby needs sunshine. I mean, that can be wonderful. I've also had people who said the baby's not breathing and the baby's not okay. I think my baby's died. And part of what we've got to know about somebody is any life traumas or any, maybe life events that have occurred and the tricky part is they might have been secret. Because, people might have lost children and never talked about it to their other children or to their grandchildren or their nieces or nephews. People may have had an experience with an animal that, is not a good one. Or they might love the animals. But I'd also say you have to be careful in group settings because baby envy or animal envy can happen. And sometimes, honestly, it's just not a good match. So I don't think there's magic. I think there's opportunities. But I think there should be assessment. I think there should be monitoring. And I think there should be choices of when and how to use this assistive aid. And I think there are times when we should say, this is not what I think makes sense for right now. We tried it. And here's what happened. So let's put it on the do not use for right now list. And we can re-expose and, have somebody run across a baby and see what happens. Again, maybe not.
I've heard through the grapevine that Emma had a cat and she had to give it up to come in here. So I'm going to satisfy her and give her this cat. And it turned into a disaster because she realized how much she missed her real cat. So like you say, know your person. Isn't that how it goes?
Yeah, know your person. And no, you could try. I mean, you could bring it. I tend to do baby bites on stuff. So I would bring some cat in that's like a therapy animal, someone that's really laid back and just sort of see the reaction. If I have a cat and Emma sees it, what's her reaction? Is she starting to grieve the loss of her cat? Then I would say, ooh, would you love to hold my cat? No, I just miss mine. Okay, then, maybe not a cat for Emma right now. Maybe something else for comfort. So I think people just want to like have a fix. And this is not a fix, it's an opportunity to explore, I think, for
Now,
me.
speaking of exploring, do you
Mm.
think maybe I should make note of that somewhere so that other caregivers, care
Oh,
partners,
Greg.
do you think
Let
that
them
that
go on
might be
their own
important?
voyage, or do you think we should keep it to where if we learn something we should share what we learn? Like for right now, Emma's really missing her cat. Maybe what she really loves to do is talk about her cat. Maybe look at pictures of her cat. Maybe talk about when she first got the kitten and how hard it was, or whatever it is, or maybe avoid the topic of the cat right now. But absolutely we should be sharing this out, not as a forever, but as of right now. I'm not recommending that we do stuff with the cat.
So we start with the best of intentions sometimes,
Mhm.
even with
Mhm.
simple things like, hair washing or bathing, or, you know, and it can go sideways so easily, maybe because somebody didn't make that note, or maybe it's just because it's a bad day. How do we sort of get into this so we're trying to sync with our
Yeah.
person?
Well, yeah. So my example, let me go back to my example. So I said, I would bring the cat that I have in. Well, if it's one time and Emma goes, yeah, no, that really makes me sad. What I might do is bring the cat another day, another time of the day, and have it in another part of the room working with someone else to see what Emma does then. But I'm going to create a little greater distance, a little less intensity, and see, is she curious about the cat? I might have the cat do some fun things to see what happens. But I have to be willing after a couple tries to say, yeah, as much as I thought this was going to be a great idea, I don't think it is. So what else can I come up with? What's another opportunity?
Well, the cat didn't work, so here, you just sit down and watch TV.
Yeah, no, that wasn't what I was thinking.
No? Oh, but isn't that what we see
Uh-huh.
frequently?
Yeah, it is a lot of babysitting time or passive activity. And what I'm looking for is something else that gives you a sense of value and purpose or connection, because it could be if she was mostly with her cat, maybe it's a social opportunity. So how can we socialize with this Miss Emma who is not interested in building a new relationship with a cat? Could she be willing to help me out for a few minutes to do something? But just having her sit and watch something. Now, on the other hand, what I have had is like Xenia TV is a great opportunity because we've talked about them before. I think Xenia TV has all these videos of animals or different things like tours and places to go and stuff to look at and outdoor spaces and monuments, and they have all kinds of cool stuff that we could share the activity with, and it becomes engaging as opposed to a babysitting service.
Yeah, you just said two words there, activity and engaging. Don't you have a course for what engagement?
Mm,
Oh, and what does that
engagement
mean?
leader.
Yeah, what does
Yeah.
that mean?
Yeah, it means like it's not an activity director. Activities are the things we do, and directors are the people who run those activities. We're talking about someone who's going to lead individuals or a group of individuals or a variety of human beings in filling days with value, meaning, purpose, joy moments, things that are good for bodies and brains, and things that are restful and restorative. I mean, so for me, an engagement leader is what would I say, top of the line? I mean, they are the most important person in the world of living with dementia to make life happen well for those of us who are involved in
Is this something that if I still have a parent at home, could I take this as an individual, or is this more designed for institutional
it.
settings?
Yeah, we've had people and really benefit from engagement leader because when you're home, you may not be the only person actually you want to interact with this individual. You may have friends from the faith community, you may have workers who come in, you may actually have neighbors who are involved. You might actually have a person who loves being in groups, and now you got to figure out how to create a group for your person and where you're going to do that and how many days you're going to do that and where's it going to run and what's the purpose. I mean, so we find that there have been people either in home care leadership or in family leadership roles that have said, I need this because we can't seem to get our act together to create a schedule that works well for all of us. And we're wearing each other out. And it's like, well, you need engagement for people that works, frankly.
Teepa, if people want more information, can we go to your website or can we talk to somebody at Positive Approach to Care?
Yeah, you can find stuff at our website under certifications, but I would also say, we have an email certification dot, Teepa Snow, that whole certification options. We can also call the 800 number because we really want to talk to you if you think you might be interested. There's a way we go through this usually to make sure you're really tuned into what we're asking of you, because this isn't a one and done kind of commitment. We really are looking for people who really want to make a difference in their lives and the lives of others. But we also have engagement content. So if you're just sort of stuck and you need some help, we have stuff that we can also recommend that might help you. And you don't have to go the whole 9 yards. So we sort of want to know who you are so we can figure out what will work for you.
Teepa, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Greg.
The Dementia Care Partners podcast is brought to you by Active for Life. For more information on today's podcast, visit teepasnow.com. If you're signed into your Spotify account, we'd love to get your feedback. How? Click into the episode details and look over the episode question and poll. Send us your comments and vote so we can answer your questions and better tailor this content to your needs. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hi, I'm Teepa Snow, and you just found our YouTube channel and watched one of our videos. I'm the owner and founder of Positive Approach to Care. Thanks for watching. And if you liked, if you have a comment about, or you would, please share it with people you know. Oh, and if you haven't yet done it, consider subscribing. We'll let you know when the next new video comes out. And you might want to visit our website, www.teepasnow.com, where you'll find other resources as well. See you there.